They're going to red flag the event. They're going to stop the field, restart the race, and try and settle it.
Three abreast racing. Look at this. Coming out of corner number 4, they touch. All 3 cars are touching as they come down through the tri-oval, but everybody maintains position.
Wow.
Oh, no. Sachs is in trouble.
And takes Petty with him.
And we're going to have a terrific crash here as nearly all the field is going to be involved in this crash. There are only about 10 or 12 cars that survived this melee just past the starting line.
When you have cars that near to the front, get in trouble on the front straightaway, they take up the racetrack, and practically everybody got involved. Well, as they come off of turn 4, they are 3 abreast. Greg Sachs in the middle. He touches the outside car, then down on Petty, and they come into the tri-oval here, and they get together once again, and around they go, and then everybody starts getting involved. See, the track is just closed up. There's nowhere for people to go.
Looks like the Derek Cope and Greg Sachs made contact just prior to Greg losing control.
Very reminiscent of a crash in the 125 event here a year ago at Daytona.
And it looks like we're going to red flag the race. Here they come again.
And the red flag has been displayed on the racetrack. The cars are being told to stop near the exit of pit road. There is Michael Waltrip, and let's go to John Kernan.
Normally they would be working on the car, but because it's red flag, they can't work on it, so you just got to sit here and think about what happened. It looks like a wild ride for a lot of people out there.
Yeah, it's that trial was treacherous when you put that many cars that close together, and one of them messed up front, and we were a victim of circumstances. But you know, our car hasn't hurt it that bad. It didn't hit anything in the front with my Country Time Maxwell House Pontiac. Just kind of sliding through the grass, and when I got going in the right direction, I knew my back was messed up. So we're going to fix it. We'll be in good shape. We should be one of the best running wounded there is out there. So I'm looking forward to get back out there. I can accept this very well. My brother's in the hospital, and you know, he's alive and well, and got a lot of recovery to go through. But I'm not hurt, so we can fix the car and keep digging.
Well, you've heard of joining the walking wounded. Michael Waltrip wants to rejoin the running wounded.
Look at Kenny Schrader go to the outside here, man. He is making a move towards the front.
Oh, Marcus!
Oh, easy.
No!
No.
On his roof, Chuck Bound.
Chuck Bound was up on his roof there for a second.
And comes sliding down the speedway. There are Michael Waltrip up in the wall on the outside. John Andretti is in it. Michael Waltrip, a two-time winner of this race.
You could see how dejected Bickle was coming around there. He just put his hand up like, why me? But if you're in the wrong place at the right time on a major speedway, there's nothing you can do but ride it out. And now Michael hit really hard. You see him, he's sitting down on the racetrack here. You'll need to get to him pretty soon.
Going to catch his breath. That has to take a lot out of him. Look at Harry Gant.
No. I can't believe it.
Trying to drive it in. Show you this again from a high angle above the press box. Now it's happening up front,
he
top of the
just
screen.
barely touches him right there. Gets Dave out of shape. From then on, everybody behind them knows they're in trouble.
Now watch the pack coming up. Look at the green car, Brett Bodine. Does he just get into Marcus? No, I don't think so.
No, he missed him, but now Marcus got into Bodine.
Now watch the 12th. Watch the black car at the bottom of your screen coming up here. Gets into Harry Gant. Moves over on Todd Bodine. Watch the right side of your screen. There's Bodine. And he just becomes a launch ramp for Chuck Bound. What a wild ride, and Bound climbs out unscathed.
Wow-wee. That don't need much comment there. You can tell that's just chaos. That's all you can say. They have the red flag out now, and they're attending to Michael. I think his bell's rung pretty hard, but he'll be okay.
Loy Allen also involved in that. Harry Gant, Todd Bodine, Kenny Bouchard, Dave Marcus, Michael Waltrip, Chuck Bound, and Rich Bickle. They have red flagged the race and stopped it to clean up in turn 1. Let's go down with Randy Pemberton and a fellow who's quite concerned about Mike Waltrip right now.
Well, he certainly is. This is Michael's brother, Darrell. We were just standing here with Jeff and Darrell. Jeff Bodine, of course, his brothers both in that wreck. Darrell, how did you see it? I know you can't be happy when you see something like that as a driver and a brother.
No, first of all, Michael took a little bit more than just a tough ride. I mean, he hit that wall real hard. If you look at the footage, he hit a car head on and it shot him straight up in the wall. So I'm real worried about him. And it took them an awful long time to get to him, and then they get to him with a fire extinguisher. I don't know what they thought that was going to do for him, but nevertheless, that's what happens on restarts. Dave and a couple of them stayed out, didn't get tires. Everybody gets new tires. You got a shootout with 20 laps to go, 25, and you can't be patient. I mean, that's the thing about this race, that it's the love-hate issue of this race. You love to run it. You love to be in it. The hate issue is you got to do things that you wouldn't normally do, and it looked like the 31 car was fast down on the inside trying to get by Marcus, touched him, and from there on, I mean, the rest of it's all on film.
Well, let's take a look at it one more time if we can roll the replay there. Well, Darrell is back here with Jeff Bonine's truck watching the monitor. Darrell, this is after the pit stop. As you said, Dave Marcus did not take on tires, and there's the wreck starting on the left.
Yeah, and of course, Dave turns, gets into the 26 car. From there on, everybody's reacting to what they see in front of them. And if you watch Michael, he hits the 71 car, bam, goes up in the air, and he takes a whale of a wreck. He goes into the wall hard. The 12 car is upside down. He comes back down. But I'm more worried about Michael. That was probably, of all the cars in that wreck, the hardest impact of any of them. And he looked like he was hurt to me.
Okay, Darrell wants to go check on his brother. Thanks.
Thanks, Randy. The glancing blows into the wall and into the other cars, buddy, those aren't the ones you worry about so much.
The car wasn't the main issue there. The wall was. The angle that he hit on the wall there was severe, and you can tell by the damage to the front end of that race car. But, you know, the main thing is I really think he's going to be all right. We're real concerned, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
We might also tell you that the 37 car of Jeremy Mayfield.
Oh, my goodness,
big crash, a car upside down here on the main straightaway.
Keep going, it's here, keep going.
I believe.
And the track looks to be blocked. Well, there is one lane. The cars are going by there. There's Brett Bodine's involved.
Bobby Hamilton, Derek Cope.
Hutch Strickland gets going. Bobby Hamilton gets going again.
Now there appears to be a fire on the 96 car.
It's over by the brake master cylinder on the car. Derek Cope, Skittles' car is involved.
The race has been red flagged. Here's what happened.
Oh, a car. There's a car that's upside down.
That's Cope. I mean, David Green.
That's upside down?
Yeah. And another car sliding behind.
You ever see David Green, the cat car, coming off the corner, and Derek Cope loses control. He goes up, slams in the 96 car, hard blow to the wall. He gets up on his roof, slides down the racetrack, and somewhere about here it's going to go back on its wheels. There it goes over and on its wheels.
Listen and watch.
Now here comes Michael Waltrip in the 21 car.
And Kenny Wallace.
Despite the problem on pit road, that 81 car is still running well. He is.
Oh, and Earnhardt gets hurt. Elliott hard in the wall.
Major crash here on the front stretch. A car upside down. That's Bill Elliott. And Dale Earnhardt was on his side as he came down through the tri-oval. A major crash here at the tri-ovals. Car still.
We see a wheel rolling across the racetrack. Knocked the wheel off somebody's car. There's Elliott. Ward Burton gets in the side of Earnhardt. Just touches him. Elliott in there on the roof, sliding across. We see Chad Little going down, hit Michael Waltrip. The 3 car gets banged from Jerry Nadeau, I think. Elliott's car now back on its wheels. We see Schrader down on the inside. Bobby Hamilton, heavy damage to Schrader's car.
Jerry punches with Michael Waltrip.
Well, the damage may look severe to the 21 car, the Citgo Ford, but actually probably minimal compared to some of the other cars that have been carried by us on pit road. Michael still sitting in his car. Mikey, I got to ask you,
What, from your vantage point, could you see out there?
I just saw the 3 get turned sideways, and it happened right in front of me, so I turned to the left to try to squirt by, and somebody came out of that mess and hit the sit-go Taurus in the door, which almost spun it, but I corrected it and drove back here. I mainly just have no chassis damage, mainly cosmetic damage, and that's what we're going to work on as soon as we get ready to go here. As Kenny Wallace said in Texas, it's mainly superficial or superstition. No, wait a minute. There's one of them words.
All right. And folks, he didn't even hit his head in that accident. He's fine. That's just Michael Waltrip. But taking a look at his race car, there's some pretty significant superstition, as he called it, some superficial damage. The left front fender is gone. The right front fender has been sheared away. They're going to do some work on this car, but right now under the red flag, no one can work on the race cars while they have the red flag waved to the field.
Michael Waltrip says he has cosmetic damage. Let's see how it occurred. He's going to need a lot of lipstick and rouge to fix the damage that was caused by Chad Little when he was slid into. So we do have a red flag here as the debris is being cleaned up past the starting line toward turn 1.
Here we go for NASCAR's All-Star Race. The 17th annual running of the Winston gets the green flag. And Steve Park, boy, real loose on the start, almost spun.
A bunch of guys did. Jeff Burton got in the back of Tony Stewart and turned him sideways. Oh, car's sideways. All the cars are loose down in the corner. The track is wet. It's Gordon, Michael Waltrip, Kevin 29 car. All these cars are wrecking because I believe it might be raining down there.
And the rain is coming even
raining.
harder.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What a way to start this event.
For some drivers, what a way to end it.
Unbelievable.
They waved the green flag. The sky opened up. Harvick, shower of sparks up in turn 3. And now it's pretty well pouring here in Concord. There is Kevin Harvick's damaged car.
Right there. See, he can't get going. He's just spinning the tires and does everything but spin out.
Yeah, we thought he spun the tires from acceleration, but obviously the racetrack was getting damp already.
I believe it must have been. I think there must have been enough moisture on the racetrack that they just couldn't get any traction. Boy.
From all-star to all-weather.
Michael has had a tough weekend here.
Uh-oh.
Nowhere for him to go.
Boy, right into the side of Jeff Gordon.
And centered on Jeff Gordon.
Like the back end just come around. He got into Burton. Just not enough grip down there. It looked like,
boy, what a lick right
He'd
there.
hit him hard.
Wow.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he hit him back here in the back. Didn't get him in the driver's door.
This race always seems to have a little bit of controversy. Did we start it too soon? Was the track a little too wet?
I mean, we got to turn 1, and 20 of the best race car drivers in the world all about wiped out. I mean, in NASCAR's haste to put on the show, it seems as if, perhaps, we started the race on a wet track and the Napa Chevys tore up. I'm not too pleased about that. But I guess in this big-time world of stock car racing, the show must go on.
You know, I'm being told that you might have an opportunity to pull out your backup car and race your back. You know, we're going to lobby for that.
Let's go for that. DW, what do you think? Corky?
No, it's official now. I'm being told it's official. We don't have to go lobby. You can get your backup car.
Oh, good. I don't need DW. Corky, pan around there at my car. Look at the way that the Napa Auto Parts Chevy, Klausner Furniture,
don't forget anybody,
Ritz Crackers, Coca-Cola, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, Chevrolet is torn all to pieces. Corky, did you pay him? Because I was reading stuff off my uniform. I didn't want to miss anything.
Our director, Artie Kempner, says you're not allowed to direct the camera. That's his job, directing the camera.
I'm just... You know, Daryl, my mama always taught me to take the high road instead of the low road. And on the first part of my interview, I was a little bit on the low road, but I rebounded, and now I'm taking the highway around. And just thank all my sponsors and hate it for my guys. It's a bad weekend for Mike.
Now, your team is always prepared, but how about that backup car? Is it ready to come off the truck and make a few adjustments and go green?
Yeah, definitely. We'll be ready to go tomorrow when they race.
Well, let's go over and get it right now. Let's go. All right. We'll go to Dick Bergen while we're going to walk over. Come on, Corky. Let's go over and get the backup car.
And this restart is going to be the whole marbles here. Jeff Gordon's got to be careful that Sterling Marlin doesn't lay back and get a run on him on the back straightaway.
You ready? Green Green flag, green flag.
If they don't get by Jeff Gordon before they come around the next time, they will not pass it. And Michael
Waltrip. Jeff Green is involved.
Jeff Gordon spinning down the inside.
Gordon is in the grass. Let's take a look at what happened all over the place.
Well, here's what we were talking about. This is so key on this restart. Sterling was laying back. Now, all these guys back here are jamming up because some of these guys laid back before the restart.
Michael Waltrip hit by Mark Martin.
Rusty Wallace is involved.
Watch Waltrip almost go by the pace car here. Yikes. And Robert Presley's car being pushed on pit road.
Man, pace car gassed it right there at the last second.
One more look. We see him, Jeff Gordon, bring them down really, really slow. And then Mark Martin runs in the back of Michael Waltrip. And
now watch here, Sterling Marlin goes underneath of Jeff. Jeff goes down, tries to run the black block on Sterling, and runs across the nose.
But Marlin was below that yellow line, wasn't he? That's out of bounds. Drivers were told in the drivers' meeting, if you go below that yellow line, then advance your position.
That's right.
Will they penalize Sterling Marlin there?
There's Jeff Green.
What a mess. They had some of the jet blowers out on the track, taking all the oil dry and the bits of metal and things like that down to the inside of the speedway. And in fact, the word has just gone out to crank the cars up, fire the engines out on the back straightaway.
We got 4 guys in the top 7 right now that have not won the Daytona 500.
Ward Burton, Elliott Sadler,
Mark
Martin, Ryan Newman. And the experienced guys, Jeffrey Bodine, Dale Jarrett, Bill Elliott, have a Daytona 500 trophy.
Well, how did Earnhardt used to sell you on pitting?
He'd say, I'm in. Oh, no. Trouble, man, big trouble.
At least there. 3 cars. And more.
Lots of trouble
Jeff
up there.
Gordon's involved.
Just look out,
Kevin Harvick.
I couldn't tell what happened, but somebody got into the back of the 16 car and turned him.
I believe
Robbie Gordon, big damage.
The 97 car.
And the first contact may have been between the Roush teammates, Busch and Biffle. Jeff Gordon torn up. Let's see what happens.
Let's see here. It's a 16 car, and he gets turned.
That's his teammate, Kurt Busch, behind him in the 97 car that gets into the back of him. He goes down and collects Jimmy Johnson in the 48, and then it just starts stacking up behind him. Look at Brian Vickers in the 25, just getting by.
Well, it looked like Michael did a good job of squeezing through there. A number of guys did, but a number of guys didn't as well.
The speedway silent right now, but for the track cleanup trucks. NASCAR has pulled the cars to pit road, and under the rules of the All-Star event, allowed the teams to come to their pit stalls, work on the cars, and all but the first 5 took advantage of that opportunity. And now what happens behind?
Yeah, I don't think Jack was running down there to see about the cars. I think he's probably running down there to stop the fight.
Let's let you watch and listen to these in-car views.
Spin in front of you, spin in front of you, spin in front of you. Come on around to the caution. Holy, did you get through that, Michael?
Michael Waltrip is still in the pits. They're working on the right rear corner of his car, and right behind him, Jeff Gordon. Major work going on there, trying to pull the nose of the car out so he can get back in competition. Tell us about tonight. How'd it go?
It went really
Fireworks,
good.
Michael.
We had a couple 150 employees from DEI setting up in 3 and 4 tonight, and I know they were just on top of their feet cheering on the Napa Chevy late in the race. We made it look interesting. We caught those guys from a long way back, but by the time I got there, she started to push a little bit and set us back.
Nice job, Mikey.
Oh, trouble is Blaney. Michael Waltrip and Blaney got together. There goes Blaney into the wall.
There goes everybody.
Yeah, Ryan Newman's in it. Greg Biffle.
48 car.
Half the field, it looks like.
And the 9th caution of the day will be huge.
40, 41, 31, 0.
Here's what happened.
Oh, it's three. They're just 3 wide down through there, and Blaney's trying to give the guy on the inside room, and he got into Michael.
There you see Greg Biffle gets to the back of Jimmy
Did you see
Johnson.
the 9-car shoot through there?
Hard to believe.
Wow, I can't believe he made it.
Matt Kenseth got through. Ward Burton stopped with minimal damage. Mark Martin stopped. But
see, they go 3 wide, and Blaney tries to move over to give the 22 car some room, and he and Michael come together.
Darrell, I wouldn't want to be at the team meeting Monday at Bill Davis Racing because it was Scott Wimmer who, trying to come up the track to get an entry into turn 3, caused Blaney to swerve to the right.
Here they come down the back, and they get 3 wide. I don't know what happened.
And I'm mistaken. Wimmer stayed low on the bottom of the racetrack, out of harm's way. My mistake.
It's just too many cars going in the same spot.
Jeremy Mayfield, the 19, finally gets out of that mud over there. He's coming down pit road.
From the back of Michael Waltrip.
I mean, what a run he has been on. Is that right now under red flag, these teams cannot work on these race cars, but Jimmy Johnson, 5 consecutive top 5 finishes, 6 consecutive top 10s. He has been on a roll here lately, but it will not happen today.
Schrader round on the back.
Bobby Labonte.
Gordon got a little bit of it. Got a
Blaney, McMurray, Martin.
21 car, 97 got some damage. 40 car.
A lot of our lead lap cars.
Ricky Rudd's car is destroyed.
The 19 or the 18 cars got quite a bit of damage.
Mark Martin, the 6 car, came in here 5th in points. He's involved.
There's Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Come off a corner here, and he's on the inside of Tony Stewart. Everything's clean there, clean. Ooh. Couldn't tell. Did the 32 get in the back of him?
I think so.
That's what it looked like.
Rusty sneaks through with minimal damage. So does Jeff Gordon. Michael Waltrip got hit.
Kurt Busch has got damage, but not a lot, I don't think.
Mike Wallace, number 4, right at the end. Tipped into the wall.
You can almost see the damage on the left front of the 32 car. That's pretty much, I think, the telltale sign.
How many weeks in a row Bobby Labonte gets into a wreck not of his making? Here we are again.
Crash in front of you, back it down, back it down, back it down, back it down. Go low, go low, go low. Come on around. We got hit in the right rear a little bit, guys. Stay low, Michael. Take a look at it.
The red flag is out after that 14-car pileup. Jeff Hammond, here's who was involved. Everybody okay health-wise, no serious injury.
Who's going to bank $75,000 here?
Oh, got a car around, several of them.
Kevin Harvick, this is the big one, boys. We have it here every year. Looks like about 10 cars involved.
Casey Kane, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards.
Michael.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. went through the grass and might have missed it. Kevin Harvick hit the
We just
wall.
got a little right front, guys. Get you.
Dale Jarrett trailed the wreck, as did Matt Kenseth. Nemechek's in it, Michael Waltrip, Martin Truex, and Terry Labonte.
Yeah, you see, that doesn't look good right there.
Red flag.
Here we come. Somebody gets loose back in here. Yikes.
Joe Nemechek in the 01 car.
Was it from contact from Stewart?
Somebody got into the back of somebody. We got to look at it again. Somebody poked somebody coming out of 4 right there and turned them. You know, that just looks like Tony got in the back of Joe. I don't see Joe's car moving much. I don't see anything going on there. Look at it. You know, you got to continue to look at it, because every time you look at it, you're going to see something different. When you got this many cars involved, got to kind of keep looking at it until you can pinpoint.
If you compare the position of Nemechek's car to Harvick's car on the racetrack, there might have been a time when Joe's car had a little wiggle and then got straightened out, and that might have taken some of the momentum from Nemechek and brought Stewart to it.
I don't know, but those are hard licks. I know that. Golly.
Kevin Harvick's car is absolutely destroyed. We're riding with him here.
Caught up with Michael Waltrip now. The whole right side of your car is destroyed. What did it look like through your windshield, Michael?
It looked like I was going to get the whole right side of my car destroyed. I mean,
it happened.
There wasn't anywhere whatsoever to go. Usually I do pretty good when it's which way is my hat turned? I can throw right no. Napa. Usually I do a pretty good job when there's a big crash like that, weeding my way through it, but I think I got in the grass and lost control of my car. And so instead of being able to try to pick my way through, I slid a little ways. And when I got to sliding, people started hitting me. And it was just a mess. And I don't know what caused it. Will you tell me?
There's a lot of difference of opinions on this one.
Well, you'll have that in big-time auto racing.
Especially in this type of an event.
What about the finish of the Open? I've never seen anybody spin anybody out any cooler than Brian Vickers did. He spun out Bliss and almost made it look like it was Bliss's fault. But it wasn't. It was his fault. But he did it so well that you really couldn't tell. So he got to be in the Nextel All-Star Challenge. I'm real proud that I brought my Napa Chevy back to the truck, and I feel good, and we'll come back and get them for 600 miles next week. I got a lot of great sponsors: Bass Pro Shops, Coca-Cola, Aaron's, Sales and Lease Ownership, Oreo Cookies, and
you got everybody there.
Thank you.
35 laps complete. The red flag is out, and the wall is smudged.
So Kenseth from 27th to 2nd.
A lot of comeback on that 17 car's part today.
Robbie Gordon in the 7. Again, these cars did not stop under that recent caution. Little Debbie lap leaders. Talk about how successful Stewart has been. Car on the wall. Nemechek and Mike Bliss. And the caution is out once again. Oh,
Robbie
wow.
Gordon
With a hard hit. Michael Waltrip we're hearing involved.
And this was on the caution flag, wasn't it?
See, Robbie's got the net down, an indication that he's okay.
But that car isn't okay.
Well, I'm guessing he's not the happiest guy at New Hampshire either. Now down the back stretch.
Like Michael turned the 7 car into the outside wall.
Robbie's going to try and drive this back. On the back of the 15.
For the 7, but we'll see how that works. Oh. You all right back there? Yeah, I'm fine.
Robbie got it to the middle of the track. That's convenient. Now the helmet's off.
He may be looking for somebody.
You think? Matt?
Bill, I believe the car he's looking for is the Napa Chevrolet. Now, he said on the radio a number of comments as Michael just went by about the 15. Then he said, NASCAR, I hope you're listening. I will pay Michael Waltrip back.
I think he's going to try to pay him back with his helmet.
I don't know. Robbie really loves his helmets.
Yeah. Those paint jobs are quite expensive, too, Wally.
They are, Matt. You're right. That's why you have second thoughts. Okay, here we go.
Car with the helmet off. Record just got there now.
Let's see the accuracy.
And it's a shot.
Oh!
Well,
I guess you don't like the helmets that
He put
bad.
his helmet at my car. I told you that was going on. Well, that's just rude. It was his fault.
Robbie used those same words in this race 1 year ago.
And, you know, I think that there's a difference of opinion there. Michael said it was Robbie's fault, and I'm sure that Robbie
doesn't see it that way.
doesn't see it that way. That's right.
Okay, here's today's helmet tossing event.
Wow, that was pretty gutsy. It's like a bullfighter.
Tony about to run over the helmet.
Sure he doesn't.
The trailer is going to be busy after the race today.
Yep. Be some meetings, some discussions.
Well, you know,
He's saying that you turned right into his quarter panel, and that's why he's upset. I just looked at the tape. I didn't do anything as such. I had to finally stand my ground, Joey. You know, I went up, and I got tired of it, so I just stood my ground. He turned himself around. Yeah, it's important.
Michael Waltrip and his crew.
Talking to Joey Meyer, the spotter.
this should be an interesting shot we have here. There's Michael, and we'll wait for the helmet throw. He ducked.
Guess what, Wally?
Is there an invitation out to Robbie Gordon by NASCAR?
To come visit after the race.
Take a number.
Do not bring the helmet. Let's check it with Matt.
Robbie obviously very frustrated with Michael Waltrip.
You know, Michael, everybody thinks Michael's this good guy. He's not the good guy like he actually is. The caution was out, and he wrecked me. And he's a piece of shit.
And we apologize for that language.
He may have to spend the night in the NASCAR trailer.
The cars are being brought down pit road and stopped so the track can be cleared of any debris. They're going to blow the track with the jet dryers. We have heard Robbie's side of the story. Benny's going to try and reach Michael again on his radio.
Hey, Michael, BP, you got me?
Yes, sir, BP. How's everything up in the TNT booth, or whatever it is?
You're right, Michael. It is TNT, and it's doing well up here, but it's craziness on the racetrack. Your version, what happened off turn 2?
Well, Robbie just drove down in the corner like I wasn't even there and shoved me all the way up to the edge of the groove, and I kept giving and giving, and as we exited turn, short of me just driving the Domino's Pizza Napa Auto Parts Best Western Chevy into the wall, I had to finally stand my ground, Benny, and when I did, it hooked him and wrecked him. But he drives like he's in the desert or something.
I put you down in the desert there on the infield. And when he threw the helmet at you, we noticed on the onboard camera you ducked.
Well, I ain't no fool. I didn't know where. I never had that happen to me before. So I decided I would just mash the gas and duck and hope for the best. But, you know, I respect these cats I race against. And he just acted like I wasn't even there. And I just stood my ground, Benny.
All right, Michael, just want to let you know, in his interview, he said that it was your fault.
Well, it's half my fault. I agreed to come out here and race with him.
All right, Mikey, thanks, buddy.
Outside.
Now Newman in the 12 is going to get trapped behind the 95 car, Stanton Barrett, so he's going to lose 2 more positions.
And he can't squeeze in next to Carl Edwards.
God, we got him wrecking everywhere, guys.
Turn 4. Oh, and Michael Waltrip drives in long after it's over. Hard to see in these steep banks.
Well, you just, when you're up there, you get that trash on your tires, you can't stop.
David Stremme, Brian Vickers, Michael Waltrip all got the worst of it, and Clint Boyer. This happened at turn 4.
A couple of our rookies involved there.
Dave Blaney around. And everything stacks up.
You see Michael Waltrip in the 55 car. Come in here, I think you're right. You could see the front tires sliding on the car.
You get up high, you get shoved up in all that debris, and it gets on your tires and won't stop.
There's that chain reaction, Darrell.
Now, Michael's left front ends up flat, Darrell. It may have been flat when he got here. It may have already been flat.
See him up high. You see him up there, and the higher you get it, the more debris there is, and all of a sudden you get to that hole that's not there anymore.
Yes, it is. Right. And we got a report that Michael Waltrip, all the smoke while ago, he had an oil cooler problem, an oil cooler leaking, and right now he's out there 10 laps down.
And they have stopped the cars here to clean up the track. We've already had 23 cars involved in incidents or accidents so far. It was tire problems a little bit early. Jimmy Johnson, points leader coming in, is 10 laps down. Currently, Kyle Busch, who won the Busch race yesterday, your leader over Matt Kenseth. Kyle started 20th, by the way. No driver has ever won this race from that 20th position.
Got a wreck at turn 4, big wreck. Get it slowed down. Track is blocked. Slow it down. Everything's up top. You got to be clear on the bottom. Clear on the bottom. Said turn 1.
Well, it's tough to hear. He said clearly turn 4, but Michael thought he heard turn 1, obviously, and there was a lot of smoke and debris. But that communication, you talked about it with Darrell Waltrip in the pre-race show, between the noise and relying on that spotter, how difficult things can be.
It's very difficult, and I think Darrell also pointed out, when you get out there racing around and realize that Michael had just gone back on the track because of a loose oil line, and when you get disoriented at this place, everything happens so fast. 15.5-second laps, you can make a mistake like that, and when you make a mistake, you can see how quickly you can get yourself in trouble. spotter clearly said turn 4, clear low. He didn't get down low quick enough. He was thinking he'd get around on the high side when he saw our belts kind of peeling low. Subsequently, he didn't. Fortunately, he didn't get in there too hard and really tear up a lot of race cars. But that's one of the spin-offs of this racetrack is how quickly things happen, how hard it is to communicate, and that's the reason why that communication is so important between these guys that are on top of the roof and the drivers.
Holy cow.
Elliott Sadler involved, Michael Waltrip, Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek.
I believe that.
And the track is blocked. There is nowhere to go.
Just got in the back of Michael. That was all we. That was all Kyle Petty right there.
Oh, Sadler's car is junk, and the red flag has come out here in Phoenix as the track is completely blocked. Nemechek is involved. Reed Sorensen is involved. Michael Waltrip's car is heavily crashed, and all drivers have been ordered to stop right where they are.
Whoa. Well, we heard on the radio somebody saying, I'm not sure who it was, that Kyle got into the back of Michael.
Well, you're riding with Kyle.
A lot like we saw last night with Clint Boyer when the 32 car didn't go and Boyer did and got into the back of it.
Let's listen to Michael and see if the car gets loose under throttle here.
Kind of held up by people in front of him. He's giving Jeremy he's trying to stay off of Jeremy.
Gosh, hard lick.
Let's check in with Michael Waltrip. Gene Zalasko is standing by with him.
Yeah, a long way to race, but unfortunately it doesn't look like Michael will be taking part in too much of it. I'm watching you watch the monitor, shaking your head as well. You still trying to figure out what happened?
No, I know what happened. I was passing, I was up beside Jeremy in the Napa car and just got run over. I don't know who was behind me, and I don't know why they would have done that, but put an end to our night on our Best Western Domino Self Express Napa car. I got to say all that stuff because I've been like under the radar all year long, not having any luck.
I can't imagine you under the radar.
Well, I don't like being that, and we had a good car. We started last, and we'd gotten up in the middle of them. We were working on it, and Jeannie, I just can't understand. You know, I'm racing beside a guy, and you know, I can run into him if I want. It just freaks me out how somebody could just run you over. But, you know, that's the way it goes. I'm a big boy. We'll go to Talladega. At Daytona, I had the slowest car there. Got out qualified by Morgan Shepherd, but yet was still able to lead the shootout and run up front. So I'm at a loss. I'm upset, but you know, we're hitting it. We're going to work on it. We're going to fix it.
All right. Pretty quiet over the radio. Nothing to report. Wampa crash on the track.
Oh, heavy contact, cars crashing. There's Hornish. One car in flames. Heavy contact of 43 involved. Blaney involved. David Gilliland is heavy. The whole front of that car nothing you can do. Sheared away. There's David Gilliland. The good news is the window net is down, and he is pulling the visor up. Look at the front of that car, completely destroyed. Michael Waltrip involved.
Boy, Dave Blaney's car is destroyed in the front also. Oh, it looks...
Bobby Labonte is hit hard, and he is
taking a big hit here.
Yeah, he's trying to get over to get to the wall. Bobby hit front and back. You see all the barrels that have been destroyed there where the Hornish car hit.
Then Michael McDowell gets into the back of Gilliland, get into the corner here. Oh my goodness. Just a hard lap.
Right across in front of Labonte, who backs that car into the guardrail. There comes the 77 of Hornish. He was involved. See, Ryan Newman just stopped in the 12 car.
That was a lot of really hard hits right there. Yeah, that's one of the things that you lose with these cars is being able to see through the back glass into what's going on in front of that car.
Oh, we got a big crash down here.
Another chain reaction crash. Casey Kane involved. The 11 car involved Denny Hamlin. Casey Mears involved.
Casey Kane, man, this is going to be a big blow for him in points.
Heavy contact. There's the 7 of Robbie Gordon.
They're going to throw a red flag right here. The track is blocked. It's just that's extra fuel in the, yeah, there it goes. He started it up just to put the fire out. That's just excess fuel in the tailpipe that was burning.
He's trying to get it started, Cole.
Sam Hornish, the front of his car, sheared away. There's Casey Kane.
He's just trying desperately to get this car to the pits. He knows, you know, the implications of this and what it's going to do to him in points. He wants to get over there and get it fixed.
Show you what happened here, how this melee broke loose down in turns 1 and 2. There they are coming by the start-finish line. Contact. There's Mears.
Like Michael Waltrip was involved. 07 and Clint Boyer also involved. Cow, what a wreck.
Reed Sorensen able to get stopped there somehow.
Looked like this started with Casey Mears just maybe not clearing the 55 car as he was coming off of turn 4, and that just started a big chain reaction accident going down into turn 1 then.
Easy, back it down, back it down, back it down, back it down, stay low, clear high now.
He hit a lick on that right front. Right there. Yeah, that's going to, oh, man. Oh. He was able to keep it off the wall. Boyer was. Man, look at all these other cars.
There's the 07, the damaged car of Clint Boyer. Let's ride along with Clint and listen to what he heard.
Michael Waltrip is the worst driver in NASCAR, period. Could not believe Napa signed back on him.
Yeah, I didn't think Dale Jr. was going to want to stay down that bottom. You get down that bottom and you're trapped there.
That was a close call right there.
Woo.
Oh, got trouble up front.
Biffle right in front of Junior.
Carl
Edwards is in it.
Oh, and turns Quapple into the outside wall.
And
Kevin, a lot of chasers involved in this one.
Oh,
17.
When you get off there, if you could drive it.
This is definitely the big one we were looking for, guys. I was hoping we had not seen, or we had seen it and we wouldn't see this, but
these guys hung back all day, and that's what they get in then.
We don't have any brakes.
We told her, look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car all torn up in the front. We mentioned Talladega could be the turning point in the chase.
This is definitely a turning point for these guys right here. All these chasers involved.
You can see these guys coming on the high side. See Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle up on the high side making a real run. You see Blaney gets turned a little bit there, but that was okay. That looked like that could be big. But the trouble's going to start right up here in the front whenever looks like maybe the 99 gets into the back of the 16. That's all 3 Roush cars that it takes out right there. And Dale Jr.
Look at Jimmy Johnson just squeezed by this. There's still some wrecking ahead of even of Jimmy Johnson yet.
We talk about bump drafting. It's hard to see from that angle we were right there, but bump drafting in the corners. You have to believe that Biffle got a shot right there. I don't think that the car would just turn sideways. Jimmy Johnson right there in the middle, just behind Kevin Harvick, who was involved in the accident, but Jimmy Johnson's going to slip through.
This is Kevin Harvick now. See, he kind of gets by this first part right here.
All right. Come on, stand it. We're in it.
Yeah, then he got hit 2 or 3 different times. Oh, got trouble. Michael Waltrip around. Heavy contact then.
And the 33 car involved, and that will pretty much doom any shot he would have at getting in the chase.
It's certainly going to hurt his chances. We still have 2 races to go, but it's just putting Clint Boyer in a more difficult position to make that happen.
Come on around.
I know that's not what Mark wanted to see either. He was making some headway towards the lead there.
And the whole front of that car is just destroyed for Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, unless they red flag this, we're going to be down to pretty much a green-white checkered before they can get all of this. I think they're going to red flag this, though.
Yeah, they're going to stop them on the racetrack. We're being heard. They're going to put them on the back straightaway and try to get this all cleaned up so we have some laps of racing left.
This is how this all got started. But this is the first time, as you see, Michael Waltrip kind of squeezes Martin Truex and then gets into the right rear of the car that he owns of David Rudiman. And then I think Michael might have a tire go down right here. Yeah, just swaps ends, gets into the wall, and then Clint Boyer gets turned around by Joey Logano and backs into Michael Waltrip.
Michael was having a good night. That's the bad thing, man. You
all went south in the last 15 laps.
And that's Bristol. God, you drive your heart out for 480 laps, and here we're at 492, and you got not anything to show for it except a torn-up race car.
You heard the fans cheer when Michael got out of the car.
With Clint Boyer obviously disappointed. Clint, can you sum up the frustrations of a night at Bristol?
Pretty frustrated.
96 laps to go. If it does not rain, pace car is in. Jimmy Johnson, starting his sophomore season from El Cajon, California, leads them down for the restart.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 8 car, remember, 2 laps down after having that battery problem. He would love to clear Jimmy Johnson to take the lead of this race and get one of those laps back. Well, did the caution come out?
See, right here, he's going to pull Michael by Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's hung out to dry. Cake's all dough for Jimmy.
Yeah, because Kurt Busch in the 97, he's in second place right now. They're just going to keep drop kicking Jimmy Johnson to the back.
And Johnson had no choice. By the rules, he had to start in the outside lane.
And did you see the move Mark Martin made from the top to the bottom to hang on to his teammate Kurt Busch, Mark in the 6 car? He's looking a little racy here past half.
We're going to see what all these guys have got now. There's no holds barred now, baby. You let it all hang out. Let the rough side drag. Does it pay to have a teammate? You darn right it does, even when he's 2 laps down. Oh, trouble down here.
I think that's Ward Burton.
Rowdy goes right in front of all these cars. Everybody going to miss him.
Yes.
Yes, but he hits the outside wall hard again. Caution is out.
Oh, my.
What do you say, Darrell, all the time? Cautions.
Cautions breed cautions.
The defending champion of the Daytona 500, Ward Burton, driving for Bill Davis, crashes at lap 107.
And Dale Jr. gets a lap back.
Jimmy Johnson's crew chief, Chad Knaus, not happy. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. gains back 1 of the laps he's behind.
That's why you never give up. You know, you sit up there and you say, what the heck is he doing up there? Well, you never know what can happen.
And the good thing about it, no more cars than a lap down. Jeff, he's going to be able to come in, get 4 fresh tires, and go right back near the front again on the inside line.
All right, Michael Waltrip, who led earlier in the race. Let's go down and check with Dick Berggren, his crew chief. Dick?
Well, everybody on top of Michael Waltrip's pit box, except his crew chief, Slugger Labby, was sitting here under umbrellas. You don't have one. At least you didn't have one until I showed up. You don't mind the rain?
No, I hope it keeps on raining, too. I hope NASCAR and Daytona haven't paid their light bill so they don't turn their lights on so we can just end this thing and get it over with. But Napa Chevrolet's been good for the last 10 days. As soon as we unload, it's been fast off the truck, qualified 4th, finished 2nd in 125 as our teammate, and it's been strong all day, and it just been a lot of hard work. We started building this car back in May of last year. Our big goal after we won the July race was to come back here in February and win this race, and we're hoping that we can do it.
They won here in 2001. It looks awful good for them to win in 2003. Mike?
They're going to red flag the race. The cars coming down pit road behind the pace cars. You watch helmet cam on Michael Waltrip.
And look at him. That's his leg right there. Look how he's all wadded up in there. You know, he's 6'5". I don't know how he gets that big body down inside that race car, but he does.
He's 6'5" with about 5 foot of legs.
And Ward Burton was not injured in that crash at turn 4. Went to the care center. They just quickly released him. Ward Burton is okay.
Hey, Michael, this is DW up in the tower. How you read, bud?
Good.
How you feel, bud?
Fine.
You happy?
Something's up. I've never heard Michael answer a question with 1 word before.
We're told that another car besides Dale Jr. is having electrical difficulties, and that's Robbie Gordon. Not sure if it's the same problem, the alternator not charging, or a different one.
Hey, yeah, what the deal was, Michael, he wanted to get out of there. They're going to put the car cover on. He had to get out of there.
So we're red flagged for rain for the 2nd time today. There's a big band of showers on the back straightaway and over turn number 3. But I'll tell you, NASCAR fans are a hardy bunch.
And Michael Waltrip keeps looking around. You're looking to the skies. Do you feel like the heavy stuff has already come and gone, or is there more coming?
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite some time now. I feel good about where we're at, obviously. DW won the Southern 500 by doing a rain dance. Could you cut him loose up there and let him jive around a little bit?
We can cut you loose.
I can't dance, but you know, when I pray to God, I pray for him to forgive me of my sins and make me a better person, and then I ask him for what I want. So I've done all those things, and I want it to rain really bad.
Let's talk about the move that you put on young Jimmy Johnson.
Well, he was in a bit of a bind, and, you know, you can only control your own car. And my plan was for hopefully Junior to get a great start and the 33 not to get such a great start, and I could get between them and push by. Luckily for me, it worked, and I was able to get the lead. And it's wild at a plate race. Usually the last 20 laps, it's no holds bar. Everybody's running into you. It's all crazy. But now with the weather, it was all that way forever. And so I had a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm just so thankful that I've been able to have the luck I've had to get our car up front, thanks to Slugger, all the boys, Klausner Furniture, all my sponsors, Oreo, Napa. We're here now, and we're going to enjoy it. Hopefully we can win this race. Daytona, people don't understand. This is Daytona, and
a Daytona 500.
It is. It's all those things, and it just moves my heart to be in this position. And I want to win no matter what. Rain, shine. If it's an official race and I want it, don't even ask me if I cared if it rained, because I don't.
You told me also that it was going to be very special for you if you could win this race for Slugger.
I just wanted to win it for DEI. You know, Slugger's a big part of DEI. He's helped complement the 8 and make them better. He's helped complement the 1 and make them better. He is a wonderful human being. He puts his heart and soul into what he does, and you appreciate people with passion. That's why, as mad as I get at race car drivers, I love them, because we're all passionate about this sport and about driving race cars. And Slugger's that way about working on them, and he just doesn't quit working until he thinks he's giving me the best car to drive. And right now, the one he's built is looking good, thanks to Richie Gilmore, all the folks that make this possible. Just thankful for the opportunity. And, you know, they have lights here. I'm figuring we'll race more, but I'm going to hope we don't.
Well, it's all about being at the right place at the right time.
Well, as you look at Michael Waltrip, our current leader after the second rain delay here at the Daytona 500.
A light rain continues here at Daytona International Speedway. There's a fella who doesn't want it to rain on his parade. Michael Waltrip leads the Daytona 500 in its second red flag for rain today, ahead of Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, and Mark Martin. Now that this race is past halfway, NASCAR will do everything they can to get it restarted and try to go the entire advertised 500-mile distance. 90 laps to go. However, if they cannot, if the rains come, drench the track, they can't get restarted, they cannot postpone the remainder of the race to Monday. Since we have passed the halfway point, the race has to either be restarted today or called official.
And now Michael's got to sit down there and just worry himself teetotally to death. He's got to worry if it's going to rain. He's got it if it does. But he's also got to wonder if it does stop raining, if he can win the race flat out, you know.
There's a good bit of blue sky off to the west, or at least lighter sky than what we've seen over the speedway. Officials are hopeful of getting this race restarted.
He gets his lap back. Guess what? He'll have to probably eventually race his teammate one more time. When for the Daytona 500, it really makes you wonder whether or not Michael will allow him to stay behind or not.
Yeah, and you notice in the background, you know, like those crazy fans that make faces when we showed Michael. Let's say, oh, that was Matt Yoakum. I think security has taken him away, which is probably a good idea. All right, we're hoping to get things restarted. We've gone 109 laps, 91 to go, with Michael Waltrip leading and drying out the track here in Daytona. Nice to have you with us on a Sunday afternoon/evening on Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The rain has persisted. It's going to continue through the night. The race has been called, and Michael Waltrip is a two-time champion of the Daytona 500.
No, I tell you what a thrill. What a great accomplishment for him, his team, and boy, I know it's just got to make him. Well, look at him. Let it rain, baby. He's had a great speed weeks. And his second Daytona 500 win, and guess we've done 3 races from here, and he's won all 3 of them.
Kurt Busch finishes second. Jimmy Johnson is third. Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin.
I heard that it hadn't been shortened since 1966. I said, they're due. It's got to be about time one got shortened up again. So thankful for Dale Earnhardt. He made this place even more special to me, watching him over the years. And I know his heart, and he was about this place. And I know he's smiling now. And
he was about this place.
This place and he were one. And if you're gonna die, when it's time to die, you need to go somewhere where you feel so at ease and at peace and at home. And that describes Dale at Daytona. I'm just thankful for the opportunity he gave me. Thankful for Teresa, who's running DEI. Oh, all the guys, Slugger. I mean, it's amazing. It's just amazing that we put that car in the front, and then it started raining. And it's just, people don't know what, I mean, you just don't know what Daytona means. You can't know unless you've lived your life pursuing dreams that come true here. Thank God for the nice rain shower, and I prayed for it to rain. I pray for God to forgive me for the dumb things I do and to make me a better person, and then I asked for what I want. And today I really wanted some rain. Woo!